Welcome back to Broadcasting Seeds, where we unravel the cryptic, the covered up, and the otherworldly one mind-bending episode at a time. I'm your host, Bennett Tanton, and today we're venturing into one of the strangest urban legends the internet has to offer. We're talking about lonely staircases standing deep in the woods, as out of place as a tuxedo at a beach party. They're just there. No ruins, no homes, no paths leading to civilization, just steps rising up to nowhere. If you're imagining some Blair Witch level creepiness, you're not far off. People who stumble across these staircases don't just walk away with a great Instagram story. They leave with tales of eerie feelings, unexplainable time lapses, and a deep sense of I shouldn't have been there. It's the kind of thing that makes you question whether nature is just being quirky, or if there's something more insidious at work. In today's episode, we'll explore the origin stories and the legends that accompany these mysterious staircases, take a look at some bone-chilling first-hand encounters, and dig into scientific theories that might or might not explain them. We'll also drift into the world of supernatural and conspiracy theories because, well, what's a Broadcasting Seeds episode without a pinch of the paranormal? So buckle up. Whether you're a skeptic or a full-blown believer in the weird and unexplained, this episode is going to take you on a journey that will make you think twice before your next woodland adventure. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Set the stage by digging into the origins of these eerie staircases that seem to crop up in forests all over the globe. The idea of finding a pristine set of stairs, polished and inviting yet leading absolutely nowhere, has haunted the imaginations of many. But where do these legends begin? For centuries, staircases have appeared in stories and folklore. In Native American traditions, some tribes speak of spiritual doorways or places of immense power. The stairs were said to be thresholds between our world and the spirit realm. And let me tell you, these aren't the kind of spirits you invite to a dinner party. They're the type that make you question your very grip on reality. The old legends often carry a warning. Don't climb the steps. Don't linger too long, and definitely don't mock whatever force decided to plop that architectural wonder smack dab in the middle of Mother Nature's playground. In European folklore, things take an even darker turn. The Black Forest in Germany, already famous for its role as the setting of many Brothers Grimm tales, has its own stories of staircases leading to hidden realms and cursed places. Legends speak of travelers who were never quite the same after climbing them, if they even returned at all. These tales have passed down through generations, cautioning curious souls against climbing these steps that look more like set pieces from a Tim Burton film than actual remnants of civilization. And then there's the Asian perspective. In Japan, there are whispers about staircases leading to other dimensions, places where spirits dwell and time bends. The Aokigahara forest, for instance, already carries an aura of mystery, and tales of rogue staircases only add to the spook factor. The theme that unites all these stories is clear. Staircases in the woods are not to be messed with. So how did these legends spread so far and wide? Are we just recycling old ghost stories, or is there something universal, something primal about these symbols? Either way, when you hear tales from locals who've lived near these places for generations, you begin to wonder if the world we know is layered with mysteries waiting to be stumbled upon. Ready to continue exploring? Let's move on to the chilling first-hand encounters. Okay, strap in, because this is where things get seriously spine-tingling. First-hand accounts of these enigmatic staircases are as bizarre as they are unsettling. Imagine yourself hiking through the woods on a crisp fall day. The leaves are crunching underfoot, the air is fresh, and then you see it. A pristine staircase, perfectly preserved and eerily out of place. This isn't just the product of some elaborate TikTok prank. People have reported feelings of intense dread and silence so absolute it's like the entire forest is holding its breath. One of the more famous stories comes from a seasoned search and rescue officer. He recounts finding staircases in remote parts of the forest while on duty. The strangest thing? These stairs seemed to change location. One day, they'd be there, the next, gone like a whisper. He shares that those who have dared to climb report bizarre phenomena, sudden nosebleeds, memory lapses, and even vivid hallucinations. Then there's the hiker who claims he climbed just a few steps before everything went deathly silent. Birds, bugs, even the rustle of leaves, all gone. When he stepped back down, sound returned, like someone had flipped the world's noisiest light switch. He describes a heavy sense of being watched, of something or someone lurking in the shadows. Another report comes from a man in the Philippines who claimed to have encountered two staircases while patrolling the jungle. Out of curiosity, he climbed one of them and later experienced a significant time lapse, believing he had been gone for a few minutes, only to be told he had been missing for several years. But the most disturbing are stories of people who never came back. Families who have lost loved ones to these staircases speak of unsolved disappearances. Dogs trained to track find themselves disoriented, circling endlessly as if the scent has just vanished. And let's not forget the rumor mill, which spins tales of hikers found days later with no memory of where they've been, just that they feel forever haunted by what they saw or felt on those steps. All right, time to give our overactive imaginations a breather and look at what the scientific community has to say about these mystical staircases. Sure, the supernatural stories are thrilling, but can science provide a more grounded explanation? The short answer is maybe. The long answer involves a cocktail of history, psychology, and environmental science, all stirred together with a healthy splash of skepticism. First, let's consider the historical angle. Some experts argue that these staircases are remnants of forgotten settlements or logging camps. Think about it. Back in the 1800s, people built homes deep in the woods, often using materials that were quick to rot away, leaving behind only the stone foundations or staircases. In this view, these lonely structures are simply architectural leftovers, the last sentinels of human habitation swallowed by nature. But hold on. How does that explain the stairs that look almost brand new, with no signs of decay or weathering? It's a head-scratcher, no doubt. Then there's the theory of microclimates. Certain areas of a forest can create unique environmental conditions that preserve man-made structures far longer than usual. If a staircase is sheltered just right, it could avoid the usual wear and tear. But let's be honest. This doesn't explain why some stairs are described as perfectly clean, with not a single leaf or speck of dirt on them. I mean, have you ever tried keeping your living room that spotless, let alone an open-air staircase, in the middle of a forest? Psychologists also weigh in, suggesting that our own minds might be at play here. There's a phenomenon called pareidolia, where our brains try to make sense of random patterns, like seeing a face in a cloud or hearing ghostly whispers in the wind. Forests are inherently disorienting and full of shadows, so maybe these tales are just our minds grasping for order and chaos. But again, how does psychology account for physical structures you can touch and climb, structures that appear with no logical explanation? And then we have the skeptic's favorite, hoaxes. They suggest that pranksters might be constructing these stairs to mess with people. It's a fun idea, sure, but it would be a lot of work to build and maintain staircases in remote areas where few people would even notice them. Not to mention, some of these staircases are old, older than any practical joke would hold up for. Science gives us some puzzle pieces, but the picture isn't complete. The logical explanations still leave gaps, and maybe that's why these staircases capture our imagination. When reason falls short, mystery steps in. But now, it's time to put away Occam's razor and pull out our paranormal magnifying glass. Okay, time to toss scientific skepticism out the window and let our imaginations run wild. Because, let's be real, some of the supernatural theories surrounding these staircases are far too tantalizing to ignore. One of the most popular ideas? These stairs are portals, gateways to alternate dimensions or parallel worlds. It's a trope you'd expect in a Stranger Things episode, but hey, in the world of the weird, nothing's off the table. The idea of staircases as interdimensional doorways comes from numerous accounts of strange temporal shifts and the inexplicable. Take the tale of a hiker who climbed a staircase only to experience time differently. Hours felt like minutes, and when they descended, they discovered they had gone missing for days. This fuels the theory that stepping onto these stairs might distort the laws of time and space, as if they momentarily slip you out of our reality and into somewhere else. It's enough to make you rethink your definition of a quick climb. But it doesn't stop there. Some paranormal enthusiasts suggest that these staircases act as beacons for malevolent spirits or energy, essentially giant welcome signs for things that go bump in the night. The staircases could be spots where the veil between our world and the spiritual realm is especially thin. People who subscribe to this idea point out that many encounters are accompanied by feelings of overwhelming dread or a sense of being watched. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe these structures are spiritual fly traps. Another spine-tingling theory involves government cover-ups. What if these staircases are relics of secret experiments, perhaps failed or abandoned projects testing human perception, time travel, or even interdimensional communication? The idea isn't entirely baseless. Governments have conducted stranger experiments in the past, after all. And if these stairs were part of some clandestine program, well, you can bet your last MRE that we won't be getting a declassified document on it anytime soon. Even more intriguing is the biblical perspective. Some theorists suggest these stairs are remnants of Nephilim architecture, those mysterious giant beings mentioned in the Old Testament. If you buy into this line of thinking, these stairs could be leftover constructs from an era when giants roamed the earth, perhaps leading to ancient altars or spiritual meeting points. I mean, if you're going to go biblical, why not go all the way? The supernatural possibilities are as endless as they are unsettling, each one adding another layer to this already complex mystery. But hold tight, because in the next section, we'll discuss the cultural and societal impact of these staircases and why they continue to fascinate us in a world that's supposedly mapped and understood. Let's take a step back, pun fully intended, and think about why these staircases have captured our collective fascination. In an era where Google Maps can show you the most remote corners of the world, the idea that there are still unsolved mysteries lurking in the woods feels almost rebellious. These stairs aren't just staircases, they're symbols of the unknown, physical embodiments of life's unanswered questions, and maybe even a hint that the world is more magical and complex than we'd like to believe. From a cultural standpoint, the staircases have become a storytelling goldmine, inspiring everything from ghost stories to internet forums dedicated to creepypasta lore. They're the campfire tales of the digital age, blending the tangible and the supernatural in a way that feels almost poetic. It's as if these stairs dare us to dream, to imagine that beyond our 9-to-5 lives, there's something extraordinary waiting in the woods. They offer a mystery that no amount of technology or scientific advancement has yet explained, and that's both terrifying and thrilling. Psychologists say we're hardwired to seek out the uncanny. It's why we flock to haunted houses and watch horror movies. These staircases tick every box. They're familiar, yet eerie, inviting, yet dangerous. They scratch that itch we all have for a brush with the unexplained, something that makes us feel small and mortal, but also reminds us that life is bigger than our daily routines. And in a broader sense, these staircases also speak to a spiritual yearning. Whether you see them as portals to other realms, relics of an ancient world, or just architectural oddities, they represent a question. Is there more out there? More to our existence? More to the landscape we think we know so well? In the end, maybe the real draw isn't the staircases themselves, but the endless what-ifs they leave echoing in our minds. That's it for our deep dive into the mystery of staircases in the woods. Feeling a little more curious or a bit more paranoid on your next nature walk? Good. And that wraps up our journey through the strange and fascinating world of staircases in the woods. We've explored legends, real-life encounters, scientific theories, and some truly wild supernatural ideas. Maybe you're walking away from this episode with more questions than answers, but hey, that's the beauty of a good mystery, isn't it? If you enjoyed today's climb into the unknown, please take a moment to like, share, and review the podcast. Your support helps us keep planting seeds of curiosity far and wide. Stay adventurous, stay curious, and remember, the next time you're out for a hike and stumble upon a staircase to nowhere, maybe think twice before climbing. Until next time on Broadcasting Seeds, keep questioning everything.
I got bad thoughts that make my mind scared, hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe all my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me your way cause I don't like here. Ghosts of my past, they fill in the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Manifestations of my fears, regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free but trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, don't let me drown. All the lights are